Hi, good evening, and welcome to THFC Till I Die, the home of Tottenham, old and new. And tonight we are looking at the build-up to the Brighton versus Tottenham game Saturday, 5:30 at Brighton. With me tonight is my usual two co-hosts, the Queen, Her Majesty. It is Queen ELLY Hoybier, and down below me is the Godfather. He tells you to do something, you do. That even means watching Sky Sports. So, anyway, how are you, Philip? You look cold there. Has Sky Sports been at your central heating?
I think there's something that's gremlin to pack up our central heating, which is not working at the moment. That's why I don't normally wear anything red, but unfortunately, this is a body warmer and I need to wear it.
I'm going to put something
Do we have to worry about you, Philip, doing now? You're not changing sides or anything, are you?
No. This will be off in a few minutes. Once I get a bit warm.
You even making ELLY look cold up in the corner there. And up there, ELLY.
I'm going to do a shamoo. There you go.
Shamoo Mark 2.
Shamoo Mark 2. There you go. No, I've got to show my Spurs badge. Come on, that's my Spurs badge.
And ELLY, how are you today?
I'm all right. Yeah, I was really busy sorting out a lot of things in my home today after the Uriah Heep concert yesterday with my hubby. So I've recovered. My ears have just about recovered.
Yeah. You even fell asleep during the concert, ELLY. You told me that earlier. And if you think I wasn't going to mention that on air, you've got another
sleep during the Uriah Heep concert. Oh
I did. But in my defence, I need my kip, because I don't get enough. I don't get enough sleep.
It's lucky the band didn't notice you. They'll put the spotlight on you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what sort of fan is that?
Anyway, we've got a few people in the chat. We've got Mick Harmleck, big on Mickey, says, good evening, Dermot, ELLY and Philip.
Oh, Mickey.
Paul G says, hi, always tuning in. Great panel, as always. Coys, big up, Paul. Thank you very much. We've got Lisa in the building. Big up, Lisa. Hello, Dermot, ELLY and Philip. Paul G's letters. I've noticed the Queen ELLY in all white and Phil in red.
Apologies.
Hang on. If I change it around like that, then look, they're wearing the Arsenal colours.
That's made me feel sick.
I apologise profusely for my sartorial mistake.
we will send you to the THFC Till I Die dungeons after this, where you can think about what you're wearing.
I think I need retraining or what's the word I'm looking for?
Rehab.
Rehab,
You save on your electricity bills, everybody. You wrap up well.
Yeah. Heating tips from Philip Brady, the Godfather. Lisa, she's saying big up to Paul, Mick and Paul, and then we've got Andrew Gregory. Evening, guys. Evening, Andrew.
Evening.
And welcome.
All right, Andrew.
And Carl Simpson just snuck in there at the end. It's an evening, guys.
Hope Carl.
Yeah, we're all welcome. Thank you for joining. Well, look, it's been a busy day in the sports world. One bit of sad news.
I know.
And one bit of funny news. So I'm going to start the funny news first, and before we go to sad news. Now, as part of being a Spurs fan, I'm a massive boxing fan. And this weekend, it was the Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn fight. Now, as you well know, the fight's been called off. But Philip, I mean, I would love to get your views on this. And I am bringing this into football and other sports as well, about doping and drugs and everything. He's been caught positive by taking a fertility drug. Now, we all know what it can do. But for the start of it, can we just have a bit of fun with the fertility drug? I mean, what testing should they be doing on him?
Well, they should have done a pregnancy test on him first anyway, I think, if that's what he's at. I find that absolutely unbelievable. A boxer with a big fight coming up. Okay, it's bad enough getting caught with some banned substance in your system, but the fertility drug for a fella, it does not bear thinking about. It really doesn't. Maybe he's thinking of going into the world of women's boxing.
I'll give him a fight. I've got a good fight hook.
All seriousness aside, though, the fight's been called off. The undercard don't get paid. The fight is the big fight is. I don't think they needed money, but the undercard doesn't get paid. Ellie, what does this mean about drugs in sport in general, and especially in football? Is testing in football better than it is to say the likes of boxing or cycling or other sports?
I would say so, because they test very often in football. So, especially if you see a guy who's normally runs at 20 mile an hour and he's going at 80 mile an hour, you think that's a bit dodgy.
Well, not really. Not if you've got a lion behind them or a tiger. Of course, you'd be running quicker.
Oh my God! To be serious, I think they should stamp it out. They should stamp it out in all sports. It's not fair. People train all their life, and then somebody takes a drug, an enhancing drug, and then they beat them. And they've been training all their life, and they've not been taking drugs.
I heard this today, guys, and this is true. Boxing is the only sport legally you can kill someone.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
That's true. Yeah.
Basically, you can knock them out and kill them.
Just another avenue, and I've got a bit of experience of that. My son-in-law, who's he ran the Olympics in 2012, 16. Sorry, he can get a knock on the door at 6 o'clock in the morning, anytime, and it happens about 3 times a month. The drugs test, come into his house, get a sample from him, and away they go. And they're very, very strict. And if he misses 2 tests by not being in the house, he's got to explain why he wasn't there. So there's a very, very strict drug testing regime here in Ireland. Anyway, I'm not sure about elsewhere.
You look at Rio Ferdinand also got banned, didn't he, back in the 90s or the early 2000s for 6 months.
Yeah. He can't even take, when he gets a cold, he has to go through the ingredients of a cough bottle or cough medicine with the nth degree to make sure there's nothing in that would affect him if he got drug tested the next day. That's how strict it is.
Carl Simpson says it. I love that, Ben. You have been done for a fertility drug. I do find it really funny. But don't worry about the horseshoe in the boxing glove. And then he said, serious, what advantage does a fertility drug do to your body in boxing terms?
That's true. That's true.
For what I've known, it raises your testosterone. But it also is a masking agent for whatever else you've taken. So, look, for me, we're gonna end this subject now. But for me, I was looking forward to the fight because I remember that Dad's fighting 30 years ago, and the 2 fights Ben Eubank Senior had. And for me, with the weight and not allowed to rehydrate, and I was looking forward to the fight. But if somebody's been caught taking drugs, then it's the right thing to call the fight off. So I just thought I'd start with that because we've had some sad news today, and I think we were all devastated and shocked at the death or the passing of the fitness coach. I'll let you read that out, Philip.
Gian Piero Ventrone.
Yeah, and Philip, we've got a few little slides here of him. He was Conte's fitness coach, I think, for a long time, wasn't he, Philip?
Yes, even when Conte was playing for Juventus, he was there. Yeah, they've been friends since then, and I mean, I'm beginning to wonder. Like this, I'd say on Tuesday night, at least Conte knew what was coming down the road. Maybe the team didn't, but I think for him to go ahead and give his press conference and do what he did, knowing one of his best friends was dying at the time, was shows great moral courage. And the team now would need to go. The team have made tributes to him, even though I'd say after every training session they probably could have killed him for the way he was putting them through the hoops, these 47 lengths of the pitch and everything. But to a man, they seem to be absolutely devastated by his death, and he was so popular with the team. And I mean, it's a terrible loss. It really is. And I'm hoping that Spurs react on Saturday and give a performance worthy of this guy's reputation, fitness levels, and win one for Gia.
Yeah,
it really was. It was such a shock. And we've got a few pictures here, Ellie, of him, and from what I could find at Spurs and what you sent me. I mean, if you look the way he's with Conte and the way he's speaking to Harry there and with Sonny, and for me, I mean, Philip, you told me this was at the Leicester game, didn't you? That was the last game he was at.
He was at the Leicester game, yes, he was. Funny, I didn't see him in the dugout at the Arsenal match, but then that would be, he's probably back in Italy at that stage. I'm not, I just did not see him there, and it's so sad. I mean, and leukemia, as Carl Simpson's saying there, leukemia is not a disease that hits you overnight. It's a long-standing thing that takes its toll on you over a number of months or years. So he took the job because knowing his time was limited, and he wanted to go out at the top, and he certainly did. And really had a lot of sympathy for his family and everything, because it's even though they knew what was coming, it's very sad when it happens.
Yeah, and Ellie, they have to win from Saturday now, don't they? They
do. We want to win in his honour, because the guy came in and he's put a whole new spin on how fit a player should be to actually be able to compete at this level, and he's done it all around the world. He's not just done it in England, he's done it in Italy, he's done it in Spain, I believe, as well, for some time. But the main thing is that we've lost the man that was loved by everybody in such a short time. He got them to love him, even though he put them through their paces and made them work like horses, and you can see in the pictures how much respect they've got for him. Like Sonny scored a hat-trick, and the first person who goes over to him is Ventroni, so it's going to be a big loss to the club.
Something else as well, when he came into the club last November, we were 20th in running stats. We were 20th in every stat you could think of under that donkey Nuno does. Look what he did in the space of a few short months. He had us up to the top running team, top pressing, top everything. I mean, the guy, I hope he got a bonus for all he did, because he really, he pulled that team up by his bootlaces and really got them performing like a top team should do, fitness-wise. And he's going to be very hard to replace. Very hard to replace. He
is. And, it is one of my questions, so I might as well get it out of the way. And I apologise about if there is any spelling mistakes. I apologise. I haven't had a chance to get this over to Philip or Ellie, so I do apologise very quickly now.
Don't worry about it, Dermot. We know what you're on about.
How will today? Well, the question is, I'll start with you, Ellie. How will today's news affect the players, and will it affect how we play on Saturday? I mean, it's shock and trauma comes out in players in different ways, and Conte's got to lift these players now, because they're all going to be sad, they're all going to be down. What does Conte have to do between now and Saturday to lift them, to make sure that they give a performance fitting as a tribute to this man?
I think he'll be beating the drum, saying, look, let's go out there and make him proud of us, because he gave his all to us. Let's give our all to him for every single match. Like Philip said, he got our running stats up to the highest level, our pressing. It doesn't just come overnight, these things. He meticulously plans how to get these players fitter. So in his honour, we'll go on that pitch against Brighton and match them in every single area in terms of pressing. Because we know Brighton, they're probably one of the best pressing teams in the league. And they're no shrinking violets. So we've got to go there with a positive attitude, with a mentality to get on that pitch and show them what difference he made. Because we were poor against Arsenal. We didn't press them. Conte gave the directive. So this time, let's get it right.
Yeah, and Philip, do you think Conte will have the picture up in the dressing room or something up there to remind the players, look, this is what we're playing for today?
You took the words out of my mouth there. I would say big poster of Ventroni in the dressing room on Saturday, and say, you're playing the next 90 minutes for that man. Look what he's done for you. Now it's time to repay him with a victory.
Yeah.
And from me, Philip, Ellie, and everyone here at THFC Till I Die, we send our condolence to him, his family, and his friends, and everyone connected with Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. And it was a very, very sad and shocking news to wake up this morning. And look, for me, the picture I'll always remember, and I think everyone will remember, is that one in the corner with the players throwing up, falling over, absolutely dead on their feet, and him standing there with his arm folded thinking, you've got another 20 laps to go yet, lads. For me, that will be in my memory for the rest of my life, because I thought it was the funniest bit of video I have ever saw in my life. Honest to God, I thought it was brilliant.
Yeah, it was.
But rest in peace, sir. And
brilliant.
You will be very, 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 very missed at Tottenham. Right, guys, we've got Brighton. Philip, do you want to add anything to the Champions League game on Wednesday? Do you want to add?
Yeah, again, I'm speaking kind of second hand on this one because I've seen most of the game, and I didn't see it live, but I saw most of it yesterday. I thought the first half we were actually probably the best we played all season, nearly. Well, not attacking wise. We weren't clicking up front, but we looked very solid defensively. And and Højbjerg made a couple of really, in good interceptions, good runs. Bentancur as well. So I was a bit worried when he didn't play the three, but we coped quite adequately with the two. And if the front three had been anywhere near their best form, we would have won that game comfortably. We missed a few not easy chances, but ones that we would have put away. Nothing to fear when they come to the ground next Wednesday. I think we'll beat them comfortably, and then we'll go on and win the group, because we are the best team in the group. I watched the Marseille game against Sporting. The goalkeeper getting sent off after about 10 minutes, plus giving away the most ridiculous goal you've ever seen in your life. And he kicked the ball straight against the Marseille guy,
I know. I mean, was it Sporting Lisbon were late to the ground, kept Marseille waiting? They surely made them pay for that.
They did, yeah. And
it makes it even more annoying how we lost that game in Sporting Lisbon.
They have to come to our place, and we'll beat Frankfurt, and we'll beat them comfortably.
Yeah,
really will.
I think we will. Ellie, I think we'll get out of this group, no problem, don't you?
Yeah, I think we'll win the group as well, because I think Frankfurt will beat Sporting Lisbon as well.
Yeah.
So, and I think it'll be us and Frankfurt that'll go through. That's what I honestly believe. I think Sporting Lisbon are peaked too early. They're going to go nosedive. And, I think we'll win the group, and Frankfurt will finish second.
It's important. It's important to win the group, because coming second leaves a lot of minefields. One of the teams up from the Europa League and stuff. It's well, not that you're not coming up from the Europa League, but you could get an absolute dangerous tie. So best to win the group and then get played against a lesser team in the next.
Right. Well, look, we'll go a bit through history with Brighton. Well, we first played Brighton. They were called Brighton United, and we first played. Yeah, seriously, they were called Brighton United. I couldn't believe it. I never found that out today. We started playing them on the 5th of October, 1898, and we played them in the United League, and that was we won away. We won 2-1. Cameron and Joyce got the 2 goals for us, but between 1898 to 1900, we only lost 1 game against them. We got doing, and then first game we played them as Brighton was on the 24th of October 1903 in the Southern League. We drew 2-2 with them at home.
Okay.
And then the stats. Now these are the goal scorers against Brighton in the Premier League. And Harry Kane, of course, is the leader with 5. We've got Serge Aurier, which I didn't know he scored against Brighton, but he did. 1. Philip, any players in there that you're shocked to see in that list, apart from Harry Kane and Son?
No, not really. No. I mean, Eric Lamela 1, Christian Eriksen, Dele Alli, Gareth Bale, Christian Romero. No. I mean, there's no nobody really that would surprise me. Heung-min Son, only 1 goal against him. Let's hope that's changing on Saturday.
Yeah.
And Christian Romero, nice to see him get a goal or 2 as well, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But Brighton, we owe Brighton one because myself and Ollie went over to the Brighton home game last April.
Oh, of course you did, yeah.
That was not a happy trip. You know, get 91st minute goal when Eric put the ball to them in their own penalty area and just bang. But the only shot they had and bang back of the net. So that wasn't good. But then again, we normally win down at their place. Not all the time. I remember 3 years ago, it's actually, exactly 3 years ago, we played them and they beat us 3-0. And Lloris broke his elbow.
Yeah,
that's true. And Ellie, this is the record we have for them in the Premier League and actually the old First Division. Now we played 10, we've won 6, we've drawn 1, we lost 3, we scored 12 and conceded 9. And then in the old First Division, we got near enough the same record, basically.
Yeah.
We've always done pretty well against Brighton. Do you think Saturday is sort of guaranteed 3 points?
It's not guaranteed, no, because they've hit a vein of form. They've just gone to Liverpool and drawn 3-3. To score 1 goal at Liverpool's an achievement, let alone 3. So and last season they frustrated us, but I think it's going to be a different game on their own ground. They won't play these dirty tactics, wasting time. They'll get at their job of winning the 3 points. So we've got to be on our guard. We've got to be at our best as well to beat them because they're high, flying high and they're confident as well. Because not only did they go to Liverpool at Anfield, they went to Old Trafford and turned them over. And they turned them over comfortably because I watched the whole of that game and they were superb. So, they've got some really decent players and they're very good at passing. So we've got to be on our game. We've got to press them. I think we should press them high. Don't let them get into their rhythm and knock them off their game and then dominate and play our game. Because we are the better footballers. We are definitely the better footballers. It's just a matter of we've got to tick. Because we're not ticking. We're not quite there, are we?
No.
You know?
What do you put that down to us not clicking, Philip? Do you put that down to... What do you put it down to? Because we've won games by not playing well. But fans are not happy. There's people, we've had fans calling CONTE out, which we will be looking at later at CONTE's record against Nuno and comparing the two. Why do you think... I thought we played well Wednesday. I just thought we couldn't kick a bull up the arse when it came to scoring a goal. And I think it was just one of them games where we were going to miss everything. But getting a point away from home in Europe and Germany, for me, was a good result. So why are fans unhappy?
Because fans want the instant fix. We want everything to be hunky-dory from day one without having to work for it, really. Fans expect wins every match. And maybe we spoiled them at the end of last season a wee bit, the way Spurs finished the season. You know, drawing at Liverpool, beating Burnley and Arsenal, and then beating Norwich 5-0 in the last match. We probably thought that was going to carry on straight into this season, but it doesn't, because this was the first full pre-season CONTE had with the team, and they worked them hard, and they've got them at a good level of fitness. It's just not clicking on the pitch. But I can guarantee you this: any other manager managing Spurs at the moment, we would not have 17 points. No. We would have been beaten in some of those matches. No. And that is the difference. Even though we're not playing well, we're winning. And it will come eventually. It's the old Kevin Costner thing. If you build it, they will come. They will click someday. And I keep saying it. God help who we play the day the Spurs really click. Because they're going to get an absolute hammering. And it's going to come soon. It's going to come soon. And I'd say the Ventrone thing now will help in a little way because it'll focus the players' minds to repay the guy's legacy by winning matches and playing well.
Yeah, definitely. Toxic headshot here. Fans are unhappy with Arsenal being top guys.
Temporary.
Temporary.
I normally say class is form is temporary, class is permanent.
I just still can't believe Philip, you and Ellie dressed up in Arsenal colours. I mean, for me, that's just sacrilege. I mean, I don't know what
I'm
you
in
do.
Lily White.
No,
What
that's
do you
all right,
want about?
Philip.
Lily White.
I'm going to risk the cold. No, there you go.
Oh, thank
Better.
God. Sense has been brought back.
Get your wife to get the blue one out.
I'd burn it afterwards. You know.
Sorry, Philip.
Arsenal last finished ahead of us in the league some 2,300 and something days ago, right?
Yeah.
You know,
And long may that continue. Come on, you Spurs.
just because they are winning, they're ahead of us at the moment. There are 30-odd games to go, right? I guarantee you that Arsenal team will self-destruct inside the next 10 matches. When they start playing teams and getting into the depths of winter, you know, Lego Man won't keep it going because Lego Man is a joke. He really is. The Arsenal boys now, last season they wanted rid of him. Now he's the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Yeah.
You know, what's wrong with that?
Look, personally, myself, Philip, look, for me, Conte is doing a fantastic job. He's doing better than what any manager could have done. He's come in, he picked us up when we were really down. Can you name me one manager that would have got us top 4 last season?
No.
Only Conte.
No,
I mean, look, we've had a good window. It's not great, but it was a good window. We're going to have another good window in January. I bet you any money Paritici's behind the scenes cooking and getting deals over the line. If Conte, if we keep on at him, and I've said this before, and big up Dave as well, big up for Dave in the chat there. Please, everyone get over to the Irish Hotspur, subscribe and hit the notification bell. They've got some cracking shows coming up. So big up Dave. I mean, he's put here, he says, hearing Philip calling the Lego Man gives me great satisfaction.
Yeah.
That's with apologies to anybody who likes Lego.
Yeah,
because
that is it.
That guy's name is with you.
I can give it a miss.
Carl Simpson says,
I don't want to tread on any. That's except for Lego Man. I can tread on his head.
Carl Simpson says that Philip is stripping off for the camera.
Within reason.
I should have had the music playing as well when he took that jacket off.
Yeah.
The next thing you'll be doing the can.
You do that.
Yeah, but look, all seriousness now. Look, Conte is the best thing to happen us, I think, since Keith Birkinshaw.
Yeah,
Bill Nick was there for what, between 58 and 74
years.
Yeah.
You had Keith Birkinshaw there between 1976 to 1984.
Yeah.
Between Peter Shreves to Poch, we had a manager every 3 years, basically.
Yeah.
A manager did not last between 2 to 3 years. We chopped and changed, we chopped and changed. And what did it give us? Nothing.
Yeah. I would say the fans that are calling for Conte's head should have been following Spurs when Christian Gross was the manager.
Yeah.
Then they might have had something to complain about. But to complain about Conte because we've lost one game in 14 and they want Conte out. Even just let that sink in for a minute. One loss in 14 matches and you want to get rid of your manager. We're not Watford. It changes the manager every 3 games. You know, Conte is not going anywhere unless he's forced out.
Conte, Philip and Ellie, if he gets enough of this, Conte will say, "Fuck this! I don't need this stress.
Yeah,
I'm going somewhere where the fans want me."
Yeah, like the turn on Levy.
Yeah,
I can see more fans loving Conte because when I'm at the matches, they even adore him. Even when we go 1-0 down at home, you know, against Leicester, you know, they're still backing him. So I think it's a lot of noise, but I don't think Conte will get fazed by it because he's a man of principle. He sticks to what he knows, right? What he knows has won him so many things. So why should he change? Why should he do the 3-5-2? You know, when the 3-4-3 has worked perfectly for him.
Well, I mean, 3-5-2 might be an option in some games, but not all the time. But you know something, at that Leicester game there, it sent a shiver down my spine when you heard the crowd singing Antonio, and then he puts the hand up to acknowledge it. That is absolutely brilliant. I think Poch was in the club a couple of years before they even sang his name.
Yeah,
I remember hearing that Pochettino did not get his name sung for quite a while after he took over.
No,
Antonio
that's
nearly the first game in, he's been getting it done.
He had to win that cup first, didn't he?
I'm going to say something controversial here, and I'm probably going to get a lot of heat for what I'm about to say, but I'm saying it because I think it belongs in the point I'm trying to make. Poch was with us for 5 years, didn't win a single trophy. When he got us to finals, there was always something he wasn't tactically aware of what to do in that final. Champions League final, we played an unfit Harry Kane. And how good Harry Kane is, he should have played more and been Kane on for the last 20 minutes. The League Cup final in 2015, he played against Chelsea. He played Son at right back or right wing back. You don't put your best players. And as much as I love Poch, as much as he brought us to another level, Conte will bring us the success we need, because Conte's been there, done it. He's got on the TV. He's got the trophies in the bag. He's the man. He's the man you would trust with your life. And I know if Conte was in charge of that Champions League final or the FA Cup, or many as Poch went, we would have won trophies.
And another factor, he played Harry Winks, which I was very, very cross about, because he didn't deserve to be in that midfield. Not the way he'd been playing, and he played him, and then Harry Kane was not even fit, like you said. It was so disappointing. And the way the game went was so disappointing, because we had 63% possession that day. So it's not as if we didn't have the ball a lot, because that was the Poch trait. We had the ball a lot, but Liverpool were more effective with it. And they put it in our bun again, made it 2-0. And then there was no coming back from that.
The referee
didn't have no answer, did he?
No.
Yeah.
No, that was disappointing. But
it's very disappointing, because I wanted him to win it.
Yeah, but the point I'm trying to make is everyone's saying, "Oh, how great Poch was." Yes, it was good times then. But why are we complaining about a manager that can win us things, where we weren't complaining at a time when it was just good enough to get to a final? I
think it's because the football isn't flowing and attacking. Spurs are always a possession-based team. Now we're not quite so much that. And as you mentioned earlier, the fact that Arsenal are top is pissing a lot of people off as well.
But they won't be there for long, Philip.
They'll not be there for long. And it's just frustration maybe of the fact that we're not winning 6-0 against every game we play. Okay, we scored 6 against Leicester. But that's not going to happen every week. No. But the thing about it did happen when we switched to 3-5-2. So there's case for and against the 3-5-2.
Well, that brings me up to my next point, Philip. I've done a bit of digging, and what I've done 2 teams, one in the 3-5-2, one in the 3-4-3. But because we know Emerson is suspended on Saturday.
Yeah.
And that my first point here, and I'll start with you, Philip. And I bring the team up as well. And this was lineup 2. So I go to lineup 1. This is playing a 3-5-2. Spence is playing in the right wing back. Would you be happy to see that lineup on Saturday against Brighton?
I would, but I don't think we're going to. I don't think Jed Spence is going to feature until we get to the Carabao Cup or something like that, because Conte just not seem to think he's ready. After throwing Matt Doherty under the bus the other day, I don't know whether he's and reversing over him again just to make sure he was dead. I don't. He's featured. I could see probably Cesar and Church being the wing backs.
Yeah, I did put Doherty in there. It was just because of I forgot about Perisic can play in the right. But if you were Conte, Philip, and you were picking the team, right? What changes would you make to that team? And would you start with a 3-5-2, or would you start with a 3-4-3 and then change it to a 3-5-2?
as Carl said, Simpsons have to say in there, did you see the video of Eric Dyer limping off the team bus on Wednesday and Tuesday there? Now, maybe there was just an impact injury. Maybe he's okay. But if Dyer doesn't play, then we're going to have to play Sanchez in there.
Yeah.
It doesn't fill with confidence.
No.
Again, I would love to see the five against Brighton. I think that with their fluency and the way they play the ball around, I think we might need the three in the middle with Højbjerg, Basuma, and Bentancur. And just play Son and Kane up front with Richarlison to come on as an impact sub if needs be, you know. So maybe if Dyer's in, apart from Dyer there, I would have maybe Sessegnon at right wing back, and whoever if Dyer's fit or not fit, Sanchez. Other than that, that's the team I would play, because Brighton are a team. If they smell blood and get a goal early on, they are very, very confident at the moment. And if they can score 3 at Anfield, they can score 3 anywhere. So you know, I'd be a little bit concerned that they get off to a good start and we don't have the right formation in front of them. We could be in trouble. But I think playing Basuma against his old team would be a huge boost, both for him. He hasn't really pulled up any trees since he's come on. He's played well when he's come on, but he hasn't nailed down a regular starting spot yet, which I think is a surprise. We all expected him to be one of the signings of the close season, not even getting the game now, you know.
I mean, Carl Simpson says here, Ellie, no problem. Play Romero right centre back, Longley centre back, Davis left centre back. I mean,
that's another option. Yeah, Davis.
Yeah, I mean, that's one formation. This is the second lineup I did. You can put different plays into it, Ellie, so it doesn't, it doesn't have to be that. That's a lineup with 2 lineups, which I think we might see. Which one would you have gone for you? And if you were Conte, who would you pick? Now, we know Dyer's injured, apparently. So, I mean, even Lisa's put in here, Ellie, isn't Dyer injured? He was limping off the bus after Frankfurt, and I wonder if Tantanga is still injured. Or would you go for Carl Simpson's sort of put Longley in the middle and Davis on the left?
Yeah, that's interesting. But you know what I would do? I would drop Højbjerg to the bench. I know that's controversial for me because I'm called Queen Ellie Højbjerg, but he needs to rest the boy. So I would throw in Skip and Basuma in midfield and play Bentancur and do 4-3-3. I would do that rather than do the 3-4-3. And have Longley, Davis, like Carl Simpson said, Romero, and if Dyer's not fit, maybe throw in. I don't want to say this, but if Tanganga's not fit, then there's only one more who can play in defence, and that's Sanchez. But I don't think Tanganga's injured, so because I always see him featured on the bench.
He didn't make the squad on Tuesday night, though, at all.
No, he didn't.
Oh, right. That makes a bit of It's a shame because he doesn't even play, and he's already injured. You know, what is he doing?
It's a pity Conte's press conference didn't go ahead today for obvious reasons. That would have given us an idea who's fit and who's not.
So, guys, what formation would you go for, Philip, if I could nail you down to a formation?
With probably showing too much respect to Brighton, but I would go 3-5-2 against Brighton.
So you'll go for that formation.
Yeah, I go for that one with maybe a couple of personnel changes, but roughly I go that formation. Yeah.
And with Son, and this is a question, but I will ask more on it later. But Philip, with Son, how he's playing, do you think the 3-5-2 suits him better than the 3-4-3?
Yeah, I think it does, because I think what happens with the 3-4-3, the third person gets in his way, or the wing back gets in his way a wee bit more. I think he's got more space when he's in the 2. And I mean, let's face it, Son didn't have a great game against Eintracht Frankfurt there, but against Arsenal. But let's not forget, class is permanent, and it will come through. And he's got his hat trick already, so he should be ready to roll. And playing away might just give him a little bit of extra room, whereas he would be more tightly marked if we were playing at home.
Yeah. Ellie, look, I'm with Philip. I would play 3-5-2. I would play Spence on Saturday, and I would play Skip. You saying about dropping Højbjerg? I put Skip, Bentancur, and Basuma in that midfield. Philip, if you need to put the jacket on, put the jacket on. You're making me feel really guilty here if you're cold there.
It's all right now. I'm fine. I'm grand.
Yeah, no, I just think Højbjerg needs a rest because he's been playing non-stop. So it'd be nice to see Skip come in as well because he deserves his chance. And he's a Spurs. You can listen. I listened to Steve Perriman's podcast, right? And he said you can never underestimate a homegrown player because their heart's in the club, right? So I want to see him because it's only fair that he gets a chance because he's been waiting on the wings. He's fit now. He came on against Arsenal, so we got to give the boy a chance. He's just as good as Højbjerg, but he's probably gives you a little bit more in certain areas. But Højbjerg's got the experience over him, But it doesn't mean I want Højbjerg to be dropped permanently. I just want him to have a rest so that we can see the best of him. Because last season he was dropped by CONTE against Wolves in that dreaded match, and then he came back like a powerhouse. And we steamed all the way through and got top 4. And he was a big reason why we got top 4 as well, Højbjerg. So I just wanted to see him have a little rest. And if need be, we can bring him on if the game's going away from us. A bit more skill and a bit more experience in there. Yeah,
that's true. Philip, look, we've got Conte about his quotes on Doherty. Very quickly, I'll just bring them up. The fans is the fans. I understand that they think everything, but I see every day what happens during the training session. I try to do my best for the team, but if they trust me, then they trust me. But the choices are mine. If I didn't decide to pick one player, it's maybe because he's not ready. Also, Doherty last season played every game now. I'm not seeing him in the right way to start the game. I'm not stupid. I don't want to lose, which I think is the biggest.
That's the biggest.
That bit is. That's when he ran him over in the bus.
That's it.
And I tried to put the best team to pick the best team.
And that's where we reverse back over him.
Yeah. If they trust me, it's okay. If they don't trust me, then I'm the coach. I need to take the best decision for Tottenham. Look,
that is Shakespeare couldn't have written that any better,
Yeah.
I know English isn't his main language, but he is getting more across. You know what he's saying there? He's saying, I manage the football team. I've won everything before me except the Champions League. And boys that play football and Football Manager and FIFA 2022, whatever you call it, think they know more than he does. And he's more or less saying there, lads, when you've done what I've done, then I might listen to you. Until then, I'm the boss. I pick the team, and I know what's best for the club. He's put armchair managers in their place. And the boss.
I was going to say, if Shakespeare put it, he'd be saying, come off the hour, come off the man. Thou shalt not question one's decision, please. I am Antonio Conte. The thing is, being serious, right? Antonio Conte, he's won so many things. Why would we question him when he's won so many other trophies for other clubs? And he's come into our club and transformed us. He's made us into winners. We've lost just 2 games.
30 years ago, this would never have happened. Before social media came along, none of this criticism or Conte out would have even been heard in a whisper, because people would be delighted to have such a manager there. But now people want to vent their feelings and get followers on Facebook and Twitter and whatever, and some of them just come out with the most outrageous stuff. And it's not because they say, it's to get followers and to get notoriety, I think.
Yeah, it's true.
Carl Simpson's put, Philip, I do know more than Conte. I signed Bostoni and Madison in FIFA 23. Well, the first thing I did in FIFA 23 was sold Emerson, sold Doherty, sold Dyer, sold all the crap players, and just bought. I spent 559 million making us great, and we're bottom of the league. Just how good I'm a manager.
They'll be saying Twitter now, fire Dermot Moyles, he's not doing his job right.
You wait till I start doing Yeah, you wait till I start doing the content for FIFA 23. There'll be lots of Dermot outgoing.
Oh yeah.
Right. Well, Philip, look,
Funny.
we won't be going. We're only going to go for about an hour tonight, anyway. Look, I've
Yeah.
got here, Philip, the stats here from Conte and Nuno and all our managers. I don't know if you can see that. Do you want to take us through both their stats and just sort of put this to bed once and for all about?
Okay. Nuno is the second one down. Nuno, that's Portuguese flag. That must be him.
Yeah.
No, it's not. No.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Played.
Sorry, go on, Philip.
1-5. Played 10, 1-5, drew nothing, lost 5, 9 against 16, 50% win. Okay. Against Conte, 62.86. There's no comparison. 35 matches, 22 wins, 7 draws, only 6 defeats in the league. That is excellent. Excellent. FA Cup or Cups 9-4-0. He's still got a better win rate. And then in all matches, he beats Nuno into a cocked hat there. 15% better overall. You know, so no, I'll not go back any further there because I think they're the only two relevant ones.
I mean, look, the only one he got was we could go back to Des Mourinho, played 58, 127.
Yeah, he's still 16% better than him.
Yeah.
No?
I mean, you go back there. I mean, you go back to. I mean, he's even got a better overall record than Pochettino.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a surprise.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's a better manager.
53. Yeah.
I mean,
He's the best manager we can have. We can't. You can't get better than Conte.
He's footballing royalty. That's what he is, and we need to look after him.
Yeah, I mean, he's the best manager we've had, I say, since Keith Birkinshaw. I mean, you look at Keith Birkinshaw's record, 76 rated for. Okay, it was there a good few years, but look, even overall, Conte, overall, I mean, 55.92%. Conte, in the short time he's been with us, has got a overall record of 67.5%. Surely, guys, that should put it to bed.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
It really should.
I'll be back in 1 second, lads. Just 1 second.
Okay.
Thou shalt put it to bed.
Yeah. I feel a little bit bad about taking Philip getting his jacket off now. I just feel a bit guilty now.
It's all right. He can find the blue one. I'm sure he's got a blue one in the cupboard or a white one like myself. This is actually fabulous, but I love it.
Yeah. Ellie, look, I've got 2 more questions, really. You know, who do you think will play right wing back on Saturday? I know we went through the lineups of different scenarios and systems and everything, but if you would put your hand on your heart and you would say, right, this is the team, what would your team be on Saturday, and who will play right wing back?
I didn't see such a shit show from Perisic when he was wing back against Leicester, and then he played Seth on the left. I would say that would be a probably obvious choice, but it was so bad. It was so bad that I don't think he's going to go that way again. I think more likely that he's going to play Doherty, but if he doesn't think he's fit, because he indicated that he's watching him in training, he might play Tanganga at right. He might do that because he's got the legs and he's got the fight, and he's probably willing to prove his manager wrong. So maybe he'll go that way. He might surprise us all, and then play. I would personally play Perisic on the left, obviously. But I'd give Seth another try because he's I don't know, he's coming into a little bit of form, Seth. You know, he's getting a little bit more confident. You know, and I saw a little bit against Frankfurt that, he was eager to impress. So I think maybe he deserves a run out again. So I'd like to see Seth again because he gets a hard rap as well. I know some people say he can't play. He can play. It's just his confidence. He's got to get that mental part of his game right, because the boy can play.
Yeah, he can. And Philip, I just put this question to you. It says, "Hi, DERMOTRON, Queen Ellie, and the Godfather. Coys, rumours are Dyer is out on Saturday. Who do you think would play in the centre back role? I think Longley, then Davis at left centre back. I mean, I'll ask you the same question, Philip. Who do you think will play right wing back on Saturday, and what will your 11 be going on that field?"
I think it'll be Sessegnon. I think Sessegnon will play. I would love to see Spence coming in, but that's not going to happen. I think Sessegnon will play right. I saw Perisic play on the right at the start of the Leicester game, and he was not good at all. He gave the ball away a few times. He was, once he switched over to the left, he was much more at home. So I keep Sessegnon right, and Sessegnon did play well against Frankfurt when he came on. Centre back, I mean, Ben Davis. I'd rather have Ben Davis than Sanchez, to be honest. At least one thing Ben Davis will do: he's honest, hard work, doesn't make that many mistakes. He keeps his concentration levels high, which is a problem, Yeah, I would go Romero, Longley, and Davis.
Well, that was the build-up for the Brighton game. I know it's a short stream tonight, but without any news with Conte tonight, look, from the three of us, we send our condolences to his family and to everyone. We are
the team on Saturday.
You what, Philip?
I hope it inspires the team on Saturday.
I hope so too, Philip.
It's fitting to his memory.
Yeah. Well, tomorrow night we're back on, and we're going to have a bit of fun tomorrow night. We were going to show the UEFA Cup game, but I found on YouTube that there's half an hour or 20 minutes of games during like a match of the day type games. So we're going to be showing that tomorrow night, and we are going to show England versus Ireland from 1976.
Oh, lovely.
Wembley.
Yeah.
Who was the manager then for us, Philip?
Oh, 1976. Wasn't Johnny Giles, was it?
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
We showed the match before.
Player.
And the funniest thing was that Ireland had the kickoff, your man had the ball, and your man totally missed the ball completely. And that's it was the most funniest thing ever. But we're going to show little 20-minute games tomorrow night, and we're going to and hopefully Philip will be able to come on as well as Ellie and get their memories and their thoughts about it. And it's more like a look back in time, but sort of short little games, not one big game. And there's Ireland. We're going to do Tottenham against Arsenal in the 70s. There's a Brighton game there as well. We're going to drop back into the 60s with 20 minutes of the semi-final in 62. And so little things to that. So tomorrow night at 8 or 9 o'clock, we're going to have a bit of fun. So a bit of fun down memory lane. And then we're back on Saturday with the watch long, and then back Sunday with the post-match show. We're not on Monday, but Tuesday. Philip, do you want to tell everyone who we got on Tuesday?
Some player that played for Spurs a couple of times back in the 80s. He wasn't really that good, No, he wasn't. Only joke. It's the great Mickey Hazard.
Yeah. Come on, Mickey Hazard.
The great Mickey Hazard. It'd be a great opportunity to get a deep insight into what things were like playing for Spurs back in the day.
Yeah, I really want him to tell me that John Pratt story again. That is one story that's imprinted.
Yes.
That's imprinted in my brain. I swear to God.
After the watershed, now you answer questions like that.
But Philip will be coming from his Philip. Well, if everyone doesn't know, Philip is a very good drummer, and he plays in a band in Dublin every Tuesday night in a pub. And I've seen the clips Philip playing. By Jesus, this man's like Ringo Starr. I mean, we have music royalty with us every week, and he'll be joining us live from there. And also, Philip's going away on holiday, so he will be joining us from the cruise, I think, as well. So every show where we're on, Philip will join us from somewhere. What are you going? Is it down America, Philip, or what's the cruise?
It's going from Southampton to New York.
Nice.
The Azores, Halifax, Nova Scotia, and Boston. So
lovely.
12 days.
So you'll be paying a visit to Harvard, I'd imagine. Harvard University.
Yeah, we're actually staying in Boston for 3 days after the cruise as well. So
Lovely,
so,
lovely.
I've been there before. Boston is a lovely city.
Yeah,
really nice.
Yeah.
And
So that's
Ellie, so we've got Philip. I'm so looking forward to for Ellie and Philip to see Mickey Hazard. I think it's great.
Yeah.
The channel's great for them as well.
Yeah.
And we're looking forward to Philip on his cruise, telling us where he is and giving us a little bit. And Philip will be doing the blog, and I will be putting the blog up on the channel.
Yeah, I'll be doing a video blog and sending it over soon.
Yeah, and then we'll every day there will be a Philip holiday blog from what he's been up to and where he is. So watch out for that as well.
And I'll be wearing my Spurs shirt most days. Hopefully, there's no more Arsenal fans on the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll just wear it with pride because they're going down anyway, Philip.
Oh, yeah.
And very quickly, Ellie, we've had some big news today, haven't you? And it's something to do with the channel. So do you want to give the breaking news? I'm really chuffed about this, and I know Philip is, and I am.
Yes.
So go on, give us the breaking news.
I was nominated, first of all, I must mention Kirst, because she nominated me to be the women's ambassador for her game 2. So I contacted the club today and I told them all about myself and things. And they said, just email the lady in charge. So I've emailed her and I got the email back and it was really positive. I basically said that I'd like to get interviews with the ladies team and, you know, as the ambassador and the protector of all women who face adversity as well in the game, you know, like the abuse they get. And I'd like to get interviews with them to see what their angle is on it and how they've coped with things and also about, you know, their careers at Spurs, you know, how they're faring. So this really exciting news and I can't wait to do it. It's going to be probably every Sunday and I've got some really hot tips from the Irish Hotspur, David Harris, today. So he's given me quite a good pointers on what to do and how to do it.
List,
so,
Ellie. He sent me the same
so
list.
I'm really happy that he's helping me out because he said when you first start out doing these vlogs, you've got to really plan them so they look professional.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take a leaf out of David's book and also from our general old Dermot here, he'll be guiding me as well. So it's exciting times ahead, everybody. So,
To be linked with Tottenham Hotspur in any capacity for me, and also I know for Philip, it's such a thrill.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
And we will end this show now because Philip is getting cold. He's going to come down. You can hear the rumblings now from up north, up the country. He's sending somebody. It'll be a hitman outside my door in a minute. So, he's sending one of the generals down to get me. So we'll let Philip get warm.
He hasn't thrown the red jersey, the red tank top in the incinerator, has he?
I wish I never said anything now. I just feel really guilty now that he's sitting there. I just feel really bad, really guilty now. But yeah, we've got that coming up. I can't wait. And every Sunday that will be out. I think we're doing the first one this Sunday, Ellie?
Yeah, first one this Sunday. I'm going to be working my tops off to get it prepared, but you know I'm a big girl now. I can manage it, and with the help and guidance of all the people around me, you know, we'll probably do a few takes, I'd imagine.
Yeah, and we've got a new intro for that. So Ellie's Ladies first show will be coming to you hopefully this Sunday and every Sunday after that. Listen, thank you very much for everyone. Philip, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Ellie, thank you so much again.
We're not worthy. We're not worthy.
I'm not worthy. Look, this show will be nothing without you two. I do know what you two are the engines of this channel. I'm just fooling around. You two are the engines.
No, don't undersell yourself.
Don't undersell.
You're very witty. You're very witty. You bring up all the stats, and you keep us on our toes. So we're very grateful to you, Dermot.
I just want to say one thing. This is what Philip wants to see Saturday.
Yeah.
Hang on, wait for it. Wait for it.
Yeah.
He seemed like an old fella running to it about naughty. I'm getting there with his Zimmer. Right, on that point, thank you so much for watching. God bless you all.
Thank
and
you.
rest in
on,
And
you
peace.
in
Spurs.
Conte we
Come on, you
trust.
Spurs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Come
and
on, Conte.
rest in peace.
Yeah.
The fitness man of Tottenham Hotspur.